Now to a bomb scare at a Pennsylvania airport. A man admits he packed explosive material in a suitcase and checked it in for his flight to Florida. 40-year-old Mark Muffley being held without bail. He's been charged with possession of an explosive in an airport and attempting to place an explosive on an aircraft. Investigators say Muffley had a flight to Orlando Monday. He checked in his luggage at Lehigh Valley International Airport. That's about an hour outside of Philadelphia. Security screeners, though, found a, quote, circular compound hidden in the lining of that suitcase. It had 2 fuses and powder concealed in a wax, paper, and plastic wrap. Muffley was arrested at his home. Now, his attorney says Muffley only wanted to set off fireworks on a Florida beach. Joining us now is Chuck Marino, former Homeland Security advisor. Chuck, I want to talk about what the attorney said, but first, let's talk about what went right here. The TSA discovered this, potentially stopped something very bad from happening. From your perspective, did the system work as it should?
It worked exactly as it should, Nichole. The TSOs, the transportation security officers, did their job. The security screening technology that checks the bags did exactly what it was created to do. So the system worked here. It was an orderly process. They were able to evacuate people in an orderly fashion and investigate the suitcase further to identify exactly what this was. And as you just described, this was a very crude explosive. So now the investigation continues since the device was detected, and the FBI will get to the bottom of this to figure out how this suspect went from a known low-level criminal to carrying out something like this.
Absolutely. And Chuck, so many times, particularly in this business, we are reactionary. We're talking about what happened. This was proactively stopped. But if that checked bag wouldn't have been flagged on that initial screening, would there have been any other sort of checks and balances in place before it was actually loaded on the plane?
Yeah, good question. Everybody plays a role in airport security, even all the way down to those that are loading the bags onto the plane. So hopefully this would have gotten detected by somebody handling the baggage along the way. But look, the technology is in place. The screening officers are in place on the front end to prevent anybody else from having to do this. So again, the technology is very good. The transportation security officers are well trained and dedicated. They're consistently trained on these types of scenarios. They're tested on these scenarios and devices, and they performed as they should have.
All right, last question for you, Chuck. His attorney says he just wanted to set off fireworks on a Florida beach. A relative of Muffley says that, Muffley is essentially not smart enough to build a bomb. Does any of those arguments, do they hold any weight? Because regardless, he was still trying to check items that are explicitly banned.
Well, I will say this. Everybody's entitled to a defense, no matter how ridiculous it may sound when we first hear it. But I will tell you, part of the FBI investigation will actually look at that. Was he competent enough to put something like this together, as crude as it was? So they'll be looking at whether or not he was a lone actor, or was he working with somebody else who maybe possesses that knowledge on how to put together an explosive, and he was the one to deliver it. So they've got to get to the bottom of this. Is there an international nexus? Was he radicalized, for example? Is he working with possible domestic groups? Or, like I said, did he just do this on his own for either a grievance or notoriety? There's a number of reasons why.
Exactly. And as you check a bag, you have to say that you don't have a list of things that included on that. I remember it definitely is fireworks. So, all right, Chuck, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.